And Derry
You're very welcome back here to Ockram to the second half of the Leinster quarter final here between Pats and Portlaoise. It's 1-4 to Pats, 5 points to Portlaoise here at half time. The ball is in and the second half is underway. There's no changes that we can make. There's lots of positional switches. The ball breaks in the middle of the field. It's won by Kieran Lillis. Lillis is fouled. First time it's actually Kieran McAvoy. A low ball inside into his full forward Benny Carroll. He's Niall Donnelly for company, but a good ball out as far as Conor Boyle. Boyle in a lot of space to number 11. He's been on the ball a lot in this match so far. He pops it out as far as Brian Glynn inside the 14-yard line, kicks with his right foot. He kicks it high, but it screws off his foot and goes wide. Goes well wide there, and it's first wide of the second half for Portlaoise, but a dangerous attack, John.
Very dangerous attack straight from the throw in. Portlaoise got the end of the break, a ball in midfield, quick ball into the 3-man full forward line. I don't wonder is that going to stay that way for it. Didn't in the first half. They were moving lads out quickly, but another wide for Portlaoise. They're clocking them up.
Shane Doyle takes the kick out, ball breaks off the hands. It looked like it broke off the hands of John Crowe, but the linesman says no, it's not. It's a line ball to Pats here. It'll be taken by Kieran Doyle. It's Brian Doyle actually. He has the ball right underneath the stand, 65 yards out from the Hearts. Then Pats are now playing into the town goal in this second half. The referee tells him to come on with. He finds a ball inside as far as John Crowe. Crowe between the 45 and the 65 gets the ball to Stephen Duffy. Duffy tries to turn his man as well as getting the ball, but he loses possession. That possession is picked up by the midfielder here, McAvoy. McAvoy does really well. Duffy's on the ground. He solos with this ball, slows the play down 45 yards out from his own goal, kicks a long ball up as far as Brian Glynn. Glynn pops a ball off to Ricky Marr. Marr came out long, looked like a high tackle, was more innocuous than anything. I don't think it's not.
It was. I think. Look, the referee is duty bound to do something about it. Like, I mean, unfortunately, that's it. There's nothing in it. There's going to be a. It
was more of a high pullback than a high tackle, really. You know, and Kieran Doyle is going to go into the book here.
But look at that. But that's the nature of the high tackle now. Like, I mean, the referee says duty bound to do something about it. He knows there wasn't a whole lot in it. You know, both the players nearly know there wasn't a whole lot in it. But
Ricky Marr was fouled. He'll take the free between the 45 and the 65 underneath the press box here. It's Chris Finn now is on the ball. He pops it back as far as his midfielder, is it? No, it's number 17, Darrell Holland. Holland finds Ricky Marr. Marr goes across the field with this one. At the top of the D is his midfielder, who is number 8, who is Kieran Lillis, who tries to boy his boot through this one. He looked for a foul. There was no foul there again.
Look,
good pressure from Pats.
I have to give Hickey his due. We said it in the first half. He's refereeing the tackle really well so far. He's consistent. He's letting plenty of it go. Like, there'll be plenty of bumps and bruises after this game on both sides, I know. But like, I mean, no, he's letting it go and within the rules. He's refereeing it really well.
Shane Doyle places the ball just inside his 14-yard line. He has a look to see where he's going to kick it. Pat's men move around out the field. He comes right underneath the press box with this one down on top of Dean Healy. Healy though is beaten to that ball by Kieran McAvoy. It's in as far as Ricky Marr. Marr's jersey was pulled there by Shane Murley. Marr tries to take it quickly. Brian McCormack was looking for it inside, but McCormack gets it now, makes a second run. Good play there by the evergreen corner forward. McCormack twists, turns, pops the ball back out to Marr. Again there's a wall of Pats players. Again there's heavy tackles there going in, but this time the tackle is overzealous, and Ricky Marr wins his free, pushes Dean Healy to the ground. While he does it, referee says to Dean Healy to get up. There's no messing with this referee.
No, look, I'm not going to keep saying it. I think he's refereeing it well. Ricky Marr's got on 3 balls this very early stage of this half, and he's drawn 3 frees out of it. Like, I mean, he's obviously, you know, he's obviously a good man on the ball, and he's physical. He takes the tackle, buys a little bit of time for himself, and then he's got 3 fouls there.
He goes at players there as well, to be fair. He's running at Pats. He's trying to find pockets of space. It's Benny Carroll about 43 or 4 yards out, kicks this one high, but he's pulled it to the left hand side of the post, and it's gone wide. A big cheer goes up from the Pats supporters there. These are chances that Portlaoise can't really afford to be missing.
They can't afford to keep missing. Equally, Pats cannot keep hoping that they miss them either. The shooting boots are going to be, by virtue of statistics, nearly, they're going to start putting a few over shortly. So Pats have to get some sustained time on the ball, bit of field position here, start get the ball up the other end of the field.
Pats have lost the midfield battle in this second half. Again a break off. John Crowe comes, what's in the hands of Conor Boyle. Boyle 45 yards out from the goal, pops the ball out to Garrett Dillon. Dillon finds a little pocket of space inside for his midfield. Brian Mulligan, the centre back, just didn't take the ball in at the first time, goes to ground looking for a free. You should know by now you're not going to get a free off of this ref for just rolling around the ground. Good play though. Paddy Kane mops it up, gives it to Paul O'Brien. Kane takes it back, gives it to Conor French. They're at the top of their own D here. French twists, turns, comes out with the ball. Pats now need to get down the ascend of the field for the first time, and it's Shane Murley. Shane Murley pops it to Paul O'Brien. O'Brien injects a little bit of pace in there. Tommy Kelly Healy makes a run inside. That ball is left on a plate for Tommy. Can he get to it? Tommy does get to it. Tries to turn his man at the same time. Picks it up. The ball spills from his grasp, but spills into the grasp of Podge McWalter. McWalter right in front of the dressing room here does really well. Pops it out to Kelly. Kelly has a look, twists, turns, goes back onto his left foot. Does he? No. Comes back to Paul O'Brien. Back to Stephen Duffy and back to Dean Healy. They're 45 yards out. They're in possession. They've turned over this ball. Healy makes a burst, but he's only going straight down and where the dressing room is. He gives that ball in as far as Paul O'Brien. O'Brien again recycles that ball. Has a look. Paddy Kane runs forward. Tries to break a tackle. He's stopped in his tracks. Good defence again by Portlaoise. They've set up really well. Kane goes to ground. A left footed kick by Duffy in as far as Brian Doyle, is it? No, Doyle, the ball breaks down and it's Portlaoise have mopped it up, and it's kind of like it was in the first half, John, with Portlaoise. The shoe was on the other foot.
Shoe was on the other foot a bit there. There was a good ball in from Stephen Duffy to Brian Doyle. He needed to get that. Look, we're into that stage of the game. He's got to attack that ball. He's got to make it his own. He's got to do what the Portlaoise full forward line are doing up in this game, securing the ball in that area and asking questions at the backs. Pats needed that ball.
Brian Mulligan fires the ball in as far as Brian McCormack. McCormack in a heavy tussle there with Wayne Doyle, but he's won a free. He's won a free just underneath the scoreboard here at the Herbst end. McCormack
that's
again, the old head.
It's precisely what Brian Doyle needed to do this end. Brian McCormack won the ball, gone away from the goal, out towards the sideline. He's got himself engaged in the tussle. He's in the advantageous position, and he's after getting the foul out of it. That's what Pat needs up this end.
It's Wayne Doyle. Looks like he's going to pick up a yellow card for that tackle as well, which is a double blow if you're a cornerback. I suppose he does pick up. It's Brian McCormack now. He's about 5 or 6 yards in from the sideline over underneath.
You'd want to keep an eye on that as well. Brian McCormack's not his first rodeo either. He's going to know the crack here now. If Wayne's on the yellow card,
Brian McCormack will kick this one left footed. He steps up, he kicks. He didn't look to get a great strike on it, but he just does enough to get over the bar.
Inches over the bar.
With 6 minutes and 40 seconds gone in this second half. It's 1-4 to Pats. It's 6 points to Portlaoise. Inches could be the word, John. It's going to be a game of inches by the looks of it. Shane Doyle sets the ball on his tee to take this kick out. Doyle has a look around it, see who's making moves where, and it's Brian Doyle. Doyle makes a run right out underneath the stand, but the ball is carried out over the line, unfortunately for Pats. Portlaoise now to take this line ball. It's slowed down. The Portlaoise crowd in the stand are not happy. Brian Doyle wouldn't move away, but it's in as far as Kieran McAvoy. Ball is turned over though, but it's found its way back as far as Chris Finn. Pops the ball back to his midfielder, who is Kieran McAvoy. McAvoy gets the ball to Brian Glynn. Glynn back to McAvoy. Kicks a low ball inside. Good ball inside to Benny Carroll. Carroll does really well. He's tackled really well by Niall Donnelly. Donnelly turns him over. Brilliant play by the full-back from Pats. Finds Conor French. Pops the ball in as far as Kieran Doyle. Doyle back to French. 65 yards out from the Herbst end. Gets the ball to Dean Healy in the middle of the field. Healy, space there for Tommy Kelly. Pops it in front of Tommy Kelly. He twists, he turns. He's at the top of the D. He solos. He has Paul O'Brien with him. Good play from the full-back. Flanagan gets it back as far as Paul O'Brien. O'Brien gives it to Duffy. Looked like he was going to shoot. She gets a little pass across to Podge McWalter. Again, just inches in it, but McWalter gets it. Puts the ball down. McWalter looked to be fouled. Gets back up. Gets as far as Stephen Duffy. He pops it into Kieran Doyle. Doyle steadies himself off his left foot. Doyle kicks high. Is it gone high?
Put her up.
A brilliant score for Kieran or Brian Doyle.
After I played him for a minute there, I thought he didn't fancy it. I thought it was a bit of a swing at the boot. What a beautiful score. Really well taken by Pats. And badly wanted at this stage. All from an inspirational tackle from Niall Donnelly at this end, which shouldn't be forgotten. A great bit of play from Niall Donnelly to set that up. Again, the injection of pace. That's what's needed here. They've got to just move. Go for it. Get up this field.
A long ball from the Portlaoise men. Portlaoise are asking questions of one another now. All of a sudden it's a long ball down, straight down to Conor French. One man you don't want to kick loose ball to. He pops it to Niall Donnelly. Donnelly charges down the middle of the field, pops it in as far as Kieran Doyle. Doyle finds Podge McWalter. McWalter takes it, gives it back to Niall Donnelly. Donnelly goes across field here to Matthew Traynor. He pops it back to Paddy Kane. Kane back into Podge McWalter. They're 65 yards out from the town goal here. Has a look. A ball dinked in. It's a high ball in. Tommy Kelly is first to it, turns his man with his body, tries to get to it. He'd no back up. There's 3 men around. Surely touched on the ground there. Or was touched on the ground. I thought it was a Portlaoise hand. It's a Tommy Kelly hand.
Tommy Kelly hand. I think he played the advantage.
Played the advantage, and as Portlaoise swarm up the field here now to try to regroup and get their men back up the field. It's in the hands of Garrett Dillon. He pops it back as far as Conor Boyle. Boyle here underneath the press box, pops a little hand pass into number 14 Benny Carroll all the way out in the middle of the field. There's only one man in around the house, and that's Brian McCormick for this Portlaoise team. They have a swarm of bodies all across the middle of the field, but they go along. He slips when he's kicking it though. Brian Mulligan straight down the neck of that man Conor French. Was French foul? No, play away, says the referee. He gave him an advantage in the hands of Paddy Kane. Kane twists, turns, goes back. French will take it off him again, charging out 45 yards out from his own goal across the field to Niall Donnelly. A bad bounce in front of Donnelly. He mops it up though, gets it to Paul O'Brien. O'Brien deep in his own half here, 45 yards out from the house then. Solos charges down the line, gives it to Dean Healy. Healy takes off with the ball on his toe, breaks 2 tackles. Brilliant play by Dean Healy. He charges down, kicks the ball into Tommy Kelly. Kelly now has a little bit of space this time.
Come on now,
really
Tommy,
well.
come on
Gets
now,
down
Tommy.
over the ball, kicks the ball with his left foot, but it's gone high, a raking kick, and it's gone right out over. Is it gone over the line? It is gone over the line underneath the tricolour, but again a good attack from Pats, just the finishing product. We have 2 subs.
Here's the sub now. Goalkeeper.
I didn't think the goalie was going that bad.
So we have a goalie on, and we have Aaron Rafter. Is it 26?
Aaron Rafter coming in. It's the Laois goalie Graham Brody, who's a sub here, is coming on. Michael Nolan is going off. Number 24 Aaron Rafter is coming in for Brian Glynn, I think, is it?
I think so, yeah, midfielder, is it? No, it's the... Yeah, Brian Glynn, you're right, yeah.
This Brian Glynn has gone off here, and it's
interesting that, isn't it?
It's an interesting one. Graham Brody, this is the goalie that fancies himself coming out the field a lot.
That's a throw up. That's a throw up. It hasn't cleared the 21 metre line.
Didn't clear the 21 metre line. The referee plays away, and it's now Graham Brody out at the top of his D. John Crow presses up on him. He kicks the ball left foot, right foot out,
Look at this
right
now.
underneath the
Goalie's
stand.
moving out the field. This is clearly tactical. Look at this.
He charges up the field. The goalie makes his way up the field, but it's in the hands of number 9 Kieran McAvoy. McAvoy goes with the ball. He charges through, but there's 3 Patsmen around him. Does really well. Ball breaks back inside as far as Conor Boyle. There's 11 and a half minutes gone here. It's 1-5 to Pats. It's 6 points to Portlaoise. It's that man Garrett Dillon on the ball. He pops it back to his wing back Paddy Downey at the top of the knee. Brilliant play by the Pats backs. Brilliant play by they're going to throw it up though.
Throw it up now.
They were a little bit too aggressive in their celebrations of that turnover.
Referee's correct in that, but I'm going to give my first bit of criticism, and it's going to be a bit of a hometown criticism, but that's a throw up, stonewall throw up that end, and if Pats want to get out of this game, they need those decisions to be made. Like, I mean, new goalkeeper on the pitch, first kick out, doesn't clear the 21 metre line.
That's the throw in is in, and it's Kieran McAvoy is one. He went to ground. John Crow tries to pick it up. Paul O'Brien nicks the ball out to himself. He does really well. O'Brien bends down on the ball. Surely brilliant play by Paul O'Brien. Nicked that ball to himself. One is free. Takes the pressure off.
Yeah, he probably knew the man was coming. Really well done.
The kick is taken by Brian Doyle. Doyle goes across to Conor French. French misses the pick, was leaving it to Niall Donnelly, but then went back and got it himself. He charges down the field, and Donnelly takes the ball from him, has a look up, comes back with the ball to Conor French. French has Podge McWalter off him. McWalter now 65 yards out from his own goal, puts down the boot, goes forward, gives it to Niall Donnelly. Donnelly has a look, he twists, he turns, there's no option inside. Pats need a runner off the shoulder. Here's Conor French, who's back on his own 65 now. It's a little bit static from Pats, but they're in possession. John Crow misses the take on the ball. It's turned over, and Ricky Marr on his own 65 wins the ball, pops it back. It's in the hands of Brian Mulligan. Mulligan goes across the field to the sub, who is Aaron Rafter. Rafter had that ball in his hand. Solos has a look, surely again. And again.
I wonder, Emmett, like, when you see the 2 subs coming on for Portlaoise, is the time that Casey starts thinking about, just from the point of view that, like, there's huge energy needed, there's huge fitness. I think Stephen Duffy might be spent, and it might be the time now to bring in somebody just to inject a bit of pace.
Like up in for band, like up into Tullamore, the injection of youth and pace. Sometimes youth has no fear. A long ball in from that man Dean Healy in as far as Tommy Kelly. The ball breaks to Tommy Kelly. Oh, was he pulled down? Surely Tommy Kelly was pulled down there. Referee says get up. I think that's a miss. But Graham Brody, the goalie, 21 yards out from his own goal, charges forward now with the ball. Brody takes the ball back from Aaron Rafter. The 2 subs combine. Brody keeps going. He gives it into Kieran McAvoy. McAvoy into Rafter. Out to Paddy Downey. Pops it back in as far as Kieran Lillis. The ball outside. Donnelly with a brilliant hand in. Brilliant defending again by these Patsmen. They're defending like tigers. They need to get more scores on the board at the other end. Ball across his own square there there from Brian Doyle. It's heart in the mouth stuff there, but Pats have mopped it up, and it's Kieran Doyle takes the ball. He gives it to Paddy Kane. Kane puts the ball on his toe, steps back inside. He's 47 yards out from his own goal. He charges forward and gives the ball to Conor French. French comes a little bit lateral. Shane Murley has been tackled off the ball here by Ricky Marr. He didn't keep with him though, because Murley's on it now, and he's got away from. Brilliant play by Shane Murley. He pops it into Paul O'Brien. He pops. Oh, late challenge, a late hit there by Brian McCormack.
That's a card, no? That's a card if ever there was one.
A late. That's a black card, is it? Under the rules.
Under the ruling, that's a black card.
Paul O'Brien shipped a heavy shot there from Brian McCormack. He's talking into his earpiece. The ref there, he's having a.
It's this near linesman here.
Yeah. He's having a cubby about the Shane Murley, Ricky Marr incident there, maybe. The Pats crowd underneath, there's a big roar going. That's a black card for Brian McCormack. A black card for Brian McCormack.
We've been complimenting the man for his experience. We've been talking about what he brings to the game throughout the first half.
Silly.
That is absolutely silly.
Well, maybe it's a level of frustration.
It could be. This could be Portlaoise in a microcosm. They played their trump card. They've obviously brought on this goalie. He's a baller. You can see that he's moving it, ejecting with pace. He's playing outfield effectively. Now Brian McCormack's after going off the black card. Could be a big blow for Portlaoise.
Could be a big blow. 15 minutes gone in the second half. As Pats won 5, as Portlaoise 6 points. Brody has the ball again. He's 45 yards out from his own goal. He gives it as far as his midfielder Kieran McAvoy. He finds his other midfielders Kieran Lillis. Lillis pops the ball back, gives it into Brian Mulligan. 6, 8 and 9 combined for Portlaoise. Surely did he overcarry it? No, he didn't. Conor Boyle left foot strikes it long into where Niall Donnelly tackles with Benny
That's brilliant full-back play by Niall Donnelly.
Play by the big man there for Pats. Drafted back in here. He missed most of the season through injury. It doesn't look like he's been injured. He's playing exceptionally well, Donnelly out there. Ball is in the hands of Paul O'Brien. He gives it as far as Wayne Doyle. Doyle comes down the field.
In the wrong part of the field here now.
Yeah, they need to get the ball out of here. They need someone to come and help out, and it's Paddy Kane. That man
Murley,
Kane
on to Murley. Get it up to Murley.
Get the ball in as far as Stephen Duffy. It's a loose pass, but Duffy will get to it first. He flicks it up and pops the ball in as far as Shane Murley. Murley has a look, gives the ball down the line as far as Kieran Doyle. Doyle stoops on that ball. He's right out on the sideline. He's carried it out over the line, and
I think Casey's got to make a change or two here. Just to keep, I really do. I think Stephen Duffy is spent now. They've got to get it. They've got to get a bit of fresh legs in here to keep the momentum going.
16 minutes, just 17 minutes gone here. It's a 2-point game. It's Pats 1-5. It's Portlaoise 6 points. It's a fantastic second half. We have a break in play here. We'd like to thank Murphy's Liquidation Furniture for all their sponsorship.
I see the suspended Gary Duffy. Like, I mean, he's obviously not allowed in the dugout, but there is a bit of a conflab going on. He's come up to the wire from the stand here. He's having a chat with Casey. Gary Jemison's in there today, I'd say, just for help. But he's in there having a chat with the boys. But
ref is currently having a chat with the Portlaoise manager, whatever's going on here. So
that's Ryan Rigney there, manager Portlaoise. Like, I mean, that's a big inter-county manager you've got in there. Like, I mean. Look at this Portlaoise team. They're a big outfit. They're known in Laois's town, which I can only imagine makes them very unpopular. Or refer to themselves as town, actually. Sorry.
Graham Brody charges up the field with the ball again. He's still going. He's on the 45 for Pats, but it's in as far as David Holland. Holland pops the ball into Garrett Dillon. Dillon gives the ball back as far as his wing back, who is Chris Finn. Finn finds that man Brody. He's deep in the Pats half at the minute.
He's playing as an outfield player. There's no doubt about it.
Can Pats push up on him and turn him over?
I think I saw clips of him in the championship last year doing this for Laois.
I seen a clip of him getting caught doing it as well, though. Benny Carroll pops the ball back in, but he breaks the tackle of John Crowe and Paul O'Brien. He pops the ball back out. His cornerback is up there now. David Seal has a look. He pops it back as far as David Holland. Holland goes all the way back to Conor Boyle. Boyle is 45 yards out from the Herps goal into Benny Carroll. Carroll goes back as far as his number 8 is Kieran Lillis. They're recycling the ball all across the field to Kieran McAvoy over to Brian Mulligan. Mulligan pops the ball inside to Rafter, the substitute who came on. It's back out now to his cornerback, who is David Seal again. They're recycling the ball. Pats are really well set up. They're hunting him down. They're trying to keep keep them at bay. They're keeping them 45 yards out. It's between the 45 and the 21, right over the stand side. Now Brian Mulligan pops a little ball inside as far as his wing back Chris Finn. Finn pops it back out to that man is Garrett Dillon. In as far as Mulligan again they pass the ball. They're being very patient. They have to be, because Pats are tackling like tigers. They push him back out to the 45. Conor Boyle, up comes the goalie. It's Graham Brody, number 16. He's wearing the sunblock. He looked like he was going to shoot. Benny Carroll pops it back to Conor Boyle. Boyle kicks it with the outside of his boot. That's a massive score for Portlaoise.
Beautiful score, really well taken.
Big score for Portlaoise. 19 and a half minutes gone here, and it's a 1 point game.
Yeah, look, it was a fabulous score from Conor Boyle. Absolute patience, and Portlaoise played it around between the 45 and the D. Played it across one way, back the other way. Obviously, Graham Brody's got he's got free rein to go up the field. He's effectively given an overlap out there. He's an extra man out the field. Very hard to work out what to do with that. As you say, if you break him down, it's a long way up. You're not going to put it into the goal from your own 45 if you dispossess him. So look, this is one that Pats are going to have to work out. As I said, they're in the lead. They've been in the lead throughout the game. 10 minutes to go. It's all to play for. Pats have been absolutely magnificent up to now. Big 10 minutes coming up.
Paul Cahalane has replaced Ricky Marr there. A bit surprising. Ricky Marr was causing a little bit of bother here.
Yeah, and a good man on the ball from Portlaoise. He's very composed. Demanded a lot of ball. Got on a lot of ball. So I'm not sorry to see him go off.
No, and I don't think Casey and his men down on the line will be either. It's 1-5 to Pats. It's 7 points to this Portlaoise outfit, and there's 20 minutes gone. We're into the last 10 minutes here. Will it be the last 10 minutes or will we have extra time? Hodge McWalter plucks the ball from the sky, takes his mark, pops the ball out here as far as the ever willing Shane Murley. Murley running down here right underneath the press box. Ball flies off his boot, gives it out as far as Brian Doyle. Doyle wearing number 17 recycles the ball back, gives it back as far as Dean Healy. Healy solos, has a look. There's a little gap has opened up for Healy. Healy charges into that gap, pops the ball back out. Trainer has a go off his right foot, but it goes high and goes wide as Tommy Kelly is wrestled to the ground inside. Referee has a look and says get up.
Absolutely worth a go. He had to go for that. Maybe Matthew Trainer mightn't have fancied it as much, maybe by the look of him, but have to go for these things now. Faint heart never won for a maiden and all that.
No, that's it. They have to go for it now. You're in the last 10 minutes. The prize is a semi-final against the Air Ogre Sarsfields. How long can he take? They're calling. He does. He kicks long and he finds his man this time, but brilliant hand in there. Brilliant hand in by Kieran Doyle. Breaks it down as far as Brian Doyle. That's good play from Pats. That's desire. A ball is put back out as far as Paddy Kane. Kane 65 yards out from the town goal, gets it to Podge McWalter. McWalter fires the ball across here to Matthew Trainer. Trainer in the middle of the field now, steps inside the 65, solos a long languid style, a great ball into Tommy Kelly. Kelly gets in behind his man this time. It's out right underneath the tricolour. He flicks it up into his hand. He tries to have a step. He gets a step. He gives the ball back out. Dean Healy kicks off his right foot. Dean Healy kicks the ball. A brilliant score by Dean Healy. It's 1-6 to Pats here. It's 7 points to Portlaoise with 22 minutes gone. That's a massive
score. I'm really impressed with Tommy Kelly. I have to say, he's played so well throughout the championship, and he's scoring huge scores. He's against an inter-county fullback today. We all want to see him playing inter-county football for
His work rate is unbelievable.
And he's working off scraps, and it's not all the stardust stuff he's doing.
He could have took a shot there, kicked the ball to nothing, but he found the right option. Ball is in. It's gone up the field. It's low. It's in as far as number 25 is Paul Cahalane. He gets the ball off. It's now in the hands of the midfielder. McAvoy charges down by 2-3 Pats men around him. Pats tackling has been brilliant all day. Ball is recycled back out 65 yards out. Conor Boyle is on it. He's underneath the stand. He pops the ball across here to Paddy Downey. Downey has a look outside of the right boot, drills the ball in here as far as the substitute, but he pops it back out to Garrett Dillon. Brilliant tackling again by Pats. Turned them all around. It's Brian Mulligan now, the centre back. They're back out to the 45. It's into Benny Carroll. He pops the ball inside to Conor Boyle. Boyle has been dangerous all day. He was tackled in the air, I suppose. It's a free end. It is a free. Look at it. He had the forward momentum.
Yeah. I suppose, we've complimented the ref. I'm not going to turn on him now. It probably is a free. I just don't want it to be, I suppose.
Look, none of us did, but he was carried forward. The hand went in. It was a bit of an innocuous tackle, as we said before. It's 23 and a half minutes gone. Benny Carroll at the top of the D here, right in front of the goal. There's 2 balls on the field. Carroll kicks the one that matters though, and he kicks it high and he kicks it over the bar. It's 1-6 to Pats. It's 8 points now to Portlaoise. We're into the last 7 minutes of this one. It's a serious battle here in Auckram. we've heard about the Battle of Aughrim with Wicklow and Laois before. This is a battle, John.
Look, it's an absolute battle, and it's going to take real big men to win this out for Pats. Like, I mean, you know, we've Kieran McGettigan coming on now, do we?
Kieran McGettigan's getting ready to come on. A long ball down from Shane Doyle, but there's only one man under. That man is the number 20 for it's Damon Larkin. He's on the field as well. He gets a low ball inside, but again, Niall Donnelly has been superb in this second half, particularly all day long. He's been superb. Gets the ball out. It falls into the hands of Conor French. French finds John Crowe. Crowe solos, has a look. He needs a little bit of support, but Crowe takes off down underneath the stand. He's turned back though by the number 5, who was Chris Finn. Done well there, but the ball is from Conor French. Oh, it looked like a pass to Paddy Kane, and he wasn't looking, but it fell into the hands of Brian Doyle. Doyle does really well, has a look, has a spot, and he finds Conor French. They've slowed it down a little bit here. Conor French has a look for Podge McWalter's the man, but he's back on his own 45. McWalter does really well, finds a great little ball into Paul O'Brien. Brilliant ball, and takes the return. McWalter again, brilliant play by McWalter. Looked for that ball to Tommy Kelly, just didn't find it. Pass was cut out by Paddy Downey again. Up the field come Portlaoise. They're charging up the field now. There's no one, but as Matthew Traynor goes and meets David Seal, the captain. Ball is out as far as David Holland. Holland is a man outside him. Pat's trying to regroup here. It's in between the 45 and the 21. Back out here as far as Garrett Dillon. Dillon has a look. He sets himself. He kicks with his left foot, but he's kicked it high and he's kicked it to the left of the post.
Get the soap on, man.
Here comes Kieran McGettigan. Wasn't available for the match in Forban, has been pretty much on the team all year up to that. This man should inject something now, John.
Who's it for? Yeah, look at Kieran McGettigan's had a massive couple of years for Pats. Huge energy, hugely athletic. He's gone out for Stephen Duffy. Probably, as we thought, I'd say Casey probably knew that time was coming in the game. It's happened the last 3 games or 2 games in a row now. Look,
168 points here. We've 25 minutes, just 26 minutes gone. A long ball down the field on top of Traynor. Looked like he was pushed in the back.
Was a push in the back.
As Kieran Lillis takes the mark on, it's in as far as Benny Carroll. Carroll pops the ball inside. This is a dangerous looking attack for Portlaoise. Pat's haven't funneled back as quick this time. Oh, a ball in from Gala. Inside as far as number 17, Holland. Oh, he's rattled it, but he's rattled it.
Oh my God.
He's hit the stanchion on the outside.
Oh my God.
If this is to be your day, St. Pat's, this is your day.
Look, it was a great move from Portlaoise. They absolutely, for the first time, Donnelly hasn't won the ball this half. Opened up, man straight in on the goal, like they say. He's just rattled the side stanchion. Look, that's a sign. Come on, Pats, we need this. And we don't want this to end here now.
Chances the Pats now. There's a God looking down. Surely that was he was looking down on Pats for that. The kick out, brilliant kick out. Goes brilliantly as far as Matthew Traynor. Traynor takes this one, gets the ball down inside. A low ball. There's a hand on it there. It's not enough though. They need to win those. He's surely off the ground. Paul O'Brien is tackling for this. Brian Mulligan is under pressure. Pops it back as far as Chris Finn. Finn pops the ball out. Here comes Brody out of the goal on the far side. He gives it to Paddy Downey. Brody has gone up the far side, but it's in the hands of the midfielder. It's not Benny Carroll. Has the keeper running outside, and Mulligan exchanges passes with Benny Carroll. Carroll solos up through the middle. Pat Dean Healy. Oh, good. Looked like a good tackle, but it's a long way out. Is it scoreable? I don't think so. The number 22, Ronan McAvoy, has the ball in his hand.
calling for Brody, is he? I wondered if this was what he was on for.
Yeah, they've called for Graham Brody here. It's 1-6 to Pats. It's 8 points to Portlaoise. There's 27 minutes gone here. Pats just need an injection. They need a Dean Healy or a Padge McWalter moment at this minute.
They've had a few of them throughout the game, but they need one now as well. They need a bit of possession. They need somebody to take, inject a bit, get up the field. Another sub coming on.
Graham Brody lines this one up. He's straight in front of the goal at the Herbst end. He's about 48 or 49 yards out. There's no breeze really to talk of. Very little. The flag is just barely moving down at the other end. You'd have to imagine this is well within his range, John.
I'd say so. Look at, he's a goalie. He's a big kicker by nature. Bringing him on looked like a clearly tactical move.
Brody kicks this one, drills into it, it's gone high, it's right in there. Shane Doyle plucks it from the crossbar. Brilliant by the goalie. He gets the ball out to Paddy Kane. They need to drive up. Padge McWalter screaming for the ball. Kane solos out with. He has a look, he's 45 yards out. He turns, he goes back to Paul O'Brien. I'd rather Pats had played this at the other end of the field, but It needs be, it needs our must. It's into Conor French, a 45 yards out from his own goal, pops it back to Kane. He steps around another tackle, a close fist tackle it looked like. Kane pops the ball out to Kieran Doyle. He took a bang in the ribs there, Kane. He's gone down on one knee. No time to be down, Paddy. Get up. John Crowe solos 65 yards out from his own goal. Gets the ball to
both the end line. Go on.
45 yards out. Go on. Brilliant play by Kieran McGee. Oh, gives the pass out to Tommy Kelly. It's a pass that's just gone out Tommy's way. He gets it back out to Kieran McGee. Surely that could have been a chance miss. Ball breaks down again. John Crowe tries to pick it up. Two Portlaoise surely touched on the ground. No, it's a free out. Free out.
Huge chance. Huge chance. Down the goal. He had to go himself.
A minute to go here. It surely will have 2 or 3 minutes of added time. Pats are a point up here. It's 1-6 to 8 points here in Aughrim. A thrilling game.
Patrick O'Kane's down. He took a heavy challenge there. He's gone down. Look, McGettigan did exactly what we were shouting at him here. Go to the end line. He did it. He pinned the ears back. He'd left the lads in his wake. You know, he was bearing down on the goal. He probably had to take the shot himself. Like, he gave it off a hand pass to Tommy Kelly, but it wasn't the best hand pass in the world. And Tommy was probably really just getting out of his way. Tommy was, dragging the fullback out.
We have Graham Brody has come out of his goal now. There's going to be one big push here now. We're 30 minutes are up. That's how long
Johnny
we got.
Delahunt
Delahunt is on. Who's going to come out for Delahunt? Delahunt is wearing number 12.
Possibly Brian Doyle, is it?
It's a big one, big
Patrick Walter. Not the man I'd be taking off. That's
big call from Casey. Patrick Walter's coming out. Johnny Delahunt is coming on. Time is just up. The free will inevitably go to Brody. We've 30 and a half minutes gone. How long have we left? We don't know. They're asking on the sideline. Brody charges up the field with the ball.
I think the linesman's after telling Casey 4.
Could be 4 minutes again. This Portlaoise team are coming. It's out to Brody. Brody pops the ball back in as far as David Holland. He gives it back to Brody. He's out in the middle of the field there. Gets it to his midfielder, who is Kieran Lillis. Lillis bang on the white line in the middle of the field. Goes out underneath the stand with this one. The Portlaoise man charges forward. He points to where he's going to kick it. He launches a dangerous ball in. Oh, Donnelly's gone underneath. This is dangerous. Oh, he turns and drills it low. Paul Callahan turns and drills it low. He should have kicked it over the bar. He was never going for a goal from there.
Great ball in. He was 15 yards out, but turning on the left foot. It was a speculative. It was a speculative shot. It'd been a worldly if he put it in.
Well, I don't look. Ronaldo wouldn't put that one.
He needed, and he definitely went for goal. He just needed to pop that over.
Shane Doyle hangs the ball up in the heavens. Pats need men under it. They get men under it to win the ball. They don't win it. It's in the hands of Garrett Dillon. Dillon is found. That's a soft free, and now it's moved up. One of the Pats has Brody. Will come again. I'd say it's moved up to within Brody distance. Is it? Number 28 has the ball in his hand. Craig Rogers has the ball in his hand. He looks around. There's one last push here from this Portlaoise team. They step outside with the ball. Gives it back into Rogers. Rogers 45 yards out. There's Pat's men coming in. A hand in from Dean Healy. The ball is popped in as far as Benny Carroll. Carroll at the top of the D. 2, 3, 4 batsmen are out. They need to get someone on the ball. They do get someone on the ball. It's Shane Murley is that someone. Murley charges out with the ball. Tries to break a tackle. Hoofs the ball up the field. He had to. Tommy has to get out after this one. He has to work his socks off.
Foul him there.
He tries it. Fouls. It is a foul. John Hines, he must have heard you. Pops the ball to Brody. We're deep into injury time here. 2 minutes into injury time. The ball falls out to the far side of the field. The captain David Seal charges forward. Brody is off his shoulder. The goalie. It's John Crowe goes to meet him. He pops it out there. Crowe gets to the goalie, but it's in as far as Benny Carroll. Carroll has a pocket of space. He gets it into his midfielder. Is Kieran Lillis. Lillis kicks the ball high, but kicks it over the bar. He kicks it over the bar. And it's 1-6 to Pats. 9 points to Portlaoise. A massive score. A brilliant score.
They've been hunting for that, in fairness to them. It's a great score. They've had enough shots. There's going to be another play in this.
This is Shane Doyle's kick out. It's a long kick out down the field on top of John Delahunt. Delahunt jumps, ball breaks in the middle of the field. Trainer has it. Matthew Trainer takes it. Puts the ball in his toe. He kicks a long ball in. He should have went short probably. Ball comes there. Oh! It's a sliding tackle there by Chris Finboy. Gets it back to his keeper.
Hand pass had to go to Dean Healy. He's telling Matthew Trainer that.
Ball is now in the hands of Kevin Rogers. This is dangerous now for Pats. They need to get out. They'll need to turn this one over. Portlaoise look like they're probably happy with a draw at this stage. Finds a little pockets of space into Aaron Rafter. Rafter's not happy with a draw. He's bearing down 45 yards out the goal. He's gone past Matthew Trainer. Connor French tries to get back. Portlaoise kicks it high. He kicks it wide. It's gone wide.
Want to let off a great run, an absolutely fabulous run by Rafter that time. You know, open Pats up, whole field open in front of him.
33 and a half minutes gone here with 1-6 to Pats.
Pats need to win this kick out.
They really need this kick out. They really need Dean Healy underneath. And it's all over. We're going to extra time. We're going to extra time here in Auckland. Oh, what a finish to that match. I think Pats will be just ruining a little bit, John.
They will. Look, I suppose there was a couple of chances towards the end there. Pats had to put a little bit of daylight between themselves and Portlaoise. To be fair to Portlaoise, they've hunted down the second half. Like, I mean, look, they're not the team of old for sure. And this Pats team has developed a bit in the last few years, in my opinion. But look, it's down to, you know, it's going to be down to fitness now. Portlaoise, look, you know, they're reasonably fit. You can see that. Like, I mean, Pats, I'm a little bit concerned about their fitness now, to be honest with you. I thought maybe it reflects the fact that Portlaoise were chasing the game down and maybe they looked a bit more in the ascendancy towards that half. But look, I mean, it's, what is it, 10 and a half now?
10 and a half,
20 minutes of football. Like, I mean, look,
I just think, well, look, Portlaoise were in the ascendancy coming to the end of
the half. They were for sure.
Like, that last attack, you know, if you look at the chances in the second half, the last few minutes, you know, Paul Cahalal will be kicking himself for not popping that ball all over the bar now. But similarly, like, Kieran McGegan had his chance at the other end.
Kieran McGegan the other end. You know, like, I mean, that was 2 in it would have done it. Like, I mean, you know what I mean?
2 in it leaves Portlaoise going for goals at the other end, and you can just hold out to dark almost, you know. Look, we're going to take a quick break here. We're going to be back with extra time here in Auckland. Don't go away. This is a fantastic game, and it's going to have to come to an end today.
With Murphy Liquidation Furniture, the store that saves you more on beds, mattresses, sofas, furniture and rugs. murphyliquidationfurniture.ie.
David Blake, physical therapist in Healy, for comprehensive treatment and assessment of all musculoskeletal conditions, including neck and back pain, sports injuries, upper and lower limbs, and rehabilitation. With experience in many sporting organisations at club, county and international levels, David can also offer treatment for all ages and is available for deep tissue cupping, dry needling and taping techniques when necessary. Contact David on 087 906 2150. That's 087 906 2150.
With Murphy Liquidation Furniture, the store that saves you more. With stores in Tala, Naas, Bunclody, Carlow, Gorey and Wexford Town.
From the goal line, he plays the ball in quick into Andy Marr, back to Darcy. Darcy has space for a shot. He's going to fire his ball. It's going to go! It's going to go over the bar! Over the bar! What drama in Parnell Park! Drama! It's like Newbridge all over again! Forward, but Evans is a bit of space. He's under Wicklow 65, plays the ball in towards Andy. Andy manages to get away from the fullback, turns, strikes, over the bar for Wicklow. Andy O'Brien has given Wicklow a 3-point lead here in Inniskeen. We have 31 minutes on the clock. Andy O'Brien has made the score. Wicklow won 8, Derry 8 points, and Derry are under pressure to
has a look, he stumbles, he stands up by, he boxes it across the net, Denners, it's in it, a goal for Conor Byrne, a goal for Conor Byrne. A massive score in the context of this game, and it's 1:15 to Avondale, 1:12 to Rathnew.
To Theo Smith in the middle, back there with Kenny. Wicklow aren't going anywhere that quick, but here's one man that will like to go forward, Dean Healy. He makes two clear players run into themselves, and he jinks inside. He's creating a bit of a chance for himself here. Here's a chance for Darren Hayden. Hayden's goal! Back in the net! Top corner from Darren Hayden. Great work by Dean Healy. Patient build up, wonderful goal.
With Murphy Liquidation Furniture, the store that saves you more on beds, mattresses, sofas, furniture and rugs. murphyliquidationfurniture.ie.
David Blake, physical therapist, Tinahely, for comprehensive treatment and assessment of all musculoskeletal conditions, including neck and back pain, sports injuries, upper and lower limbs, and rehabilitation. With experience in many sporting organisations at club, county and international levels, David can also offer treatment for all ages and is available for deep tissue cupping, dry needling and taping techniques when necessary. Contact David on 087 906 2150. That's 087 906 2150.
With Murphy Liquidation Furniture, the store that saves you more. With stores in Tala, Naas, Bunclody, Carlow, Gorey and Wexford Town.
From the goal line, he plays the ball in quick into Andy Maher, back to Darcy. Darcy has space for a shot. He's going to fire his ball. It's going to go! It's going to go over the bar! Over the bar! What drama in Parnell Park! Drama! It's like Newbridge all over again! In forward, but Evans a bit of space. He's under Wicklow 65, plays the ball in towards Andy. Andy manages to get away from the fullback, turns, strikes, over the bar for Wicklow. Andy O'Brien has given Wicklow a 3-point lead here in Inniskeen. We have 31 minutes on the clock. Andy O'Brien has made the score. Wicklow won 8, Derry 8 points, and Derry are under pressure.
Has a look, he stumbles, he stands up by, he boxes it across the net, David, it's in it, a goal for Conor Byrne, a goal for Conor Byrne. A massive score in the context of this game, and it's 1:15 to Avondale, 1:12 to Rathnew.
To Theo Smith in the middle, back there with Kenny. Wicklow aren't going anywhere that quick, but here's one man that will like to go forward, Dean Healy. He makes two clear players run into themselves, and he jinks inside. He's creating a bit of a chance for himself here. Here's a chance for Darren Hayden. Hayden's goal! Back in the net! Top corner from Darren Hayden. Great work by Dean Healy. Patient build up, wonderful goal.
Here goes Park Mulcahy, lads. Across to Tommy Kelly. He'll surely go for a pop. Tommy Kelly! Tommy Kelly! And he punches the ground, or punches the air. With the light. 10 points all over! It's all over! What a game! What a game!
Full coverage of Wicklow County and club games on Garden County Sport.
Liquidation Furniture. New stock arriving each week in all 6 stores. murphyliquidationfurniture.ie for more.
Winners Enclosure Bookmakers, your local independent bookmaker. Follow us on Facebook, Twitter, Snapchat and Instagram for all our daily specials and enhanced odds. Phone us on 1890 429 863.
Murphy Liquidation Furniture. New stock arriving weekly. View in store today with no pre-order required. murphyliquidationfurniture.ie for more.
You're very welcome back to Auckram here for the first half of extra time in this Leinster Senior Football quarter final between Portlaoise and Wicklow Town, St Patrick's Wicklow Town. It ended 1-6 to 9 points in a humdinger of a second half here, John. Portlaoise, you'd have to say, were probably finishing the stronger there.
Finishing the stronger, and probably, yeah, for sure, you wouldn't argue with that. Now, equally, they were chasing the game, so if you're chasing the game, you're tending to be the stronger. Like, I mean, I think Pats have been more than a match for them in this game. Like, I mean, they're they've matched them for physicality. They've matched them for their tackling. Early on, the Portlaoise system kind of set the tone for the game. But Pats got to that. They got used to it. They got into it. And we were probably talking there at the interval. Like, I mean, some of the, Podge McWalter on the ball. We want him there. Dean Healy, but some of the other guys are going to get on ball, and they have to be composed, and they have to use it safely. We were wondering, Stephen Duffy's back on. Good looks for
Stephen Duffy is back into the fray here. I think
Brian
Doyle has gone off. The referee is about to start the second with 2 periods of 10 minutes now to find out who gets into the semi-final. Dean Healy can test the ball, it breaks. Matthew Traynor under huge pressure there, gets pushed in the back door by Kieran McAvoy. Good play by Traynor, went down to pick up his ball. It's Conor French takes the free, pops it in as far as John Crowe. Crowe has a look, recycles the ball back across, comes across the 65-yard line here, has a look, gives it to Dean Healy. Healy charges down the middle as he always does. He steps inside his man, 2 men tackle him, another hand in on Healy. Healy's swallowed up though, gets the ball back to Duffy. He does really well, out to Kieran McGagan underneath us here, 21 yards out on the press box side. Brilliant play by Kieran McGagan. Oh, he just drops it at the vital moment. The ball just slipped from his grasp. It's into the hands of Graham Brody. McGagan hunts down the Paddy Downey with the ball there. It's back into Brody. Brody 21 yards out from his own goal. He's at the top of the D. He's soloing away with Brody. Carries all the way out to the 45 and gives the ball to Chris Finn. Finn pops it back to Brody. Brody sidesteps with the ball, gives a side foot ball in as far as the number 28, who is Craig Rogers. Rogers is fouled by Wayne Doyle. A low ball inside though, taken quickly into Benny Carroll. Carroll has Shane Murley for company. Carroll steps back onto his left foot, has a look, gets it to Conor Boyle. He pops it back out as far as Craig Rogers. Rogers gives the ball inside to number 22, who is Ronan McAvoy. McAvoy has a kick off his left foot. He kicks it high, and that's good. It's gone high and it's gone over the bar. It's high and over the bar.
Good score. Shane Doyle's going to try to convince the umpires why it wasn't a point all day. It's Rogers lad to come on towards the end of the second half. It looks a good football. He's getting on a lot of ball.
He's a big unit. He's a big mobile. Man, like he's well able to move. He's a good footballer. Shane Doyle takes the kick out. It's 10 points to Portlaoise. It's 1-6 to St Pat's. Kick is down to the middle of the field, plucked from the sky by Matthew Traynor. He has John Crowe in space. Crowe takes off with the ball. He has Conor French off his shoulder. John Crowe keeps going, checks inside, pops the ball out as far as Paul O'Brien. O'Brien turns, comes back, gives the ball to Dean Healy between the 65 and the 45. They're playing into the Herbst end now, Pats. He solos back across. He's 65 yards out, pops it back into Paul O'Brien. O'Brien finds a little pocket of space, gives it out to Stephen Duffy. Duffy kicks from that left foot. A massive kick from Duffy, comes off the post and into the grateful arms of the fullback Frank Flanagan. He's fouled there by Johnny Delahunt on a free out, and just hard luck.
Look, it was a good shot from Stephen. He settled himself. He went for just off the upright. Badly wanted actually, just to settle him into this bit of extra time. Again, I'm not convinced about Stephen coming back on so quickly after coming off. I'm fairly sure he spent his energy in that second half.
Portlaoise a charge down the field, but it's a great interception by Shane Murley. He gets the ball out as far as Wayne Doyle. Doyle finds Matthew Traynor. Traynor in the middle of the field here. Solos has a look, pops the ball in as far as John Crowe. Crowe sets sail right down the middle of the field here. He's on the white line in the middle of the field here in Auckland. Gives the ball to Paul O'Brien. O'Brien turns back, finds Conor French. French in a little bit of space now, drills the ball into Tommy Kelly. Kelly out in front of his man, does really well. Pops the ball out as far as Stephen Duffy. Duffy kicks with his left foot this time. This time it's a massive kick, and this time it's over the bar. You weren't convinced, John. I'm convinced now. Stephen Duffy. Stephen Duffy has roared back into 3 minutes gone in the first half of extra time here. 1-7 to Pats, 10 points to Portlaoise. That is a massive score that'll settle the Pats lads now going
absolutely. And look, that's probably the sort of ball Stephen couldn't get on in the first hour. It was just that second ball off Tommy Kelly, get himself a couple of yards of space. Look, we know he can put it into your pocket from 50 yards out. Look, he'd hit
the upright with the last one. That one's over the bar, and that's a bit of leadership from Stephen there. Great stuff.
Portlaoise have the ball in the middle of the field with Kieran McAvoy. McAvoy strides down underneath the stand. Matthew Traynor tries to get back, and Dean Healy does get back, turns the ball over. Brilliant play by Healy. Healy ships the tackle, picks the ball up, looked like he was pushing the back, gets the ball into Matthew Traynor, but breaks away from Traynor into the hands of the wing forward, who's Garrett Dillon. Dillon gets the ball out to Conor Boyle. Boyle solos. They recycle the ball. They're 45 yards out from the town goal here. The number 20 is Damon Larkin. Larkin pops the ball back out as far as Conor Boyle again. Boyle gives the ball to Garrett Dillon. Dillon has a look. He twists, he turns. Pats again have set up really well. He comes all the way back to the middle of the field to his wing back, who is Paddy Downey. Downey kicks a low ball inside, but he kicks it straight to John Crowe. Crowe gets the ball as far as Stephen Duffy. Duffy needs help. They need to come up with him. Crowe, willing runner, gets the ball, takes it back himself. He's right on the sideline. Crowe twists, turns, pops the ball back to Stephen Duffy. They need support. The support is not coming as freely for Pats. Tired legs out there. Connor French isn't tired though. He has the ball in the middle of the field. He gives it to McGagan. The fresh legs of McGagan charges down the field with the ball. Number 28 on his back, gives it to Johnny Dillon. He pops it to Paddy Kane. Kane finds Tommy Kelly. Kelly's about 35 yards out from the goal. He's at the top of the D. Gets the ball back into McGagan. McGagan looks up. He can only find Stephen Duffy in space. He gets it to Duffy. Tommy gets a little ball, pops it inside to Johnny Dillon. Dillon wins the ball on the ground, does really well. He's swarmed by players, gets it back to Tommy Kelly. Kelly kicks it high. It's not going to get all the way. Brody comes out underneath, punches it straight, the ball to right. Shot the ball! Paul O'Brien! The one ball that Brody was meant to deal with, he didn't. He made a flap at it, broke the ball. O'Brien flashed the ball to the back.
Are you alright? He come on as a substitute goalkeeper. He's coming up the field. He looks great with the ball coming up the field.
But he's a goalie.
He's a goalie, and the ball's dropped short there. He came out and flapped at it, put it nowhere. Paul O'Brien took his chance within, got the break, kind of half scuttered it into the goal. If I'm honest, there wasn't the most convincing connection, but massive goal at this point in this game.
2-7 to Pats here, 10 points to Portlaoise. A big score for the Patsmen. Can they hold it out now? It's 6 minutes into this first half of extra time. It's a free in. Number 28 is onto the field. He runs forward the ball. It's been moved forward now. Patsmen didn't back off. 28 is Craig Rogers. He fires the ball in. There's a good hand in from the Patsmen again. Benny Carroll's on the ground. Shane Murley comes away with the ball. Fantastic play by the Patsmen again. It's in the hands of Dean Healy. Healy charges up to his own 65 with the ball. He has a look around. He's looking for support. Murley is outside him. He pops it off to the number 3. He pops it into Stephen Duffy. Duffy fires the ball across to Tommy Kelly. Brilliant ball. Tommy just didn't get to the pitch of it though. He needs to get to win the ball. He stopped. The backs have broken it down. It's in the hands of Conor Boyle. He fires the ball out as far as Craig Rogers. Rogers charges down the stand side of the field. He's in space. He's got a run. Brian Mulligan has made a lung busting run for centre back. Pops it inside to him back. This man Cahalane is there. Pats have dropped deep. Cahalane this time takes his chance. Pops it over the bar, but he's gone. A heavily bandaged leg and he's gone. Cahalane has injured himself kicking that score. It's 2-7 to Pats. 11 points.
That's a good response from Portlaoise there. Like, I mean, we had a massive score from Pats to put them 3 points clear. In the psychology of the game, that's what you want. Get up, get a score immediately. Cahalane probably did with it what we were glad he didn't do at the end of the second half. Just popped it over the bar, took the point when it was needed.
Ricky Marr is coming back into the fray for Portlaoise. Number 19, John Kavanagh's coming on. Paul Cahalane will go off, nursing that injury. Shane Doyle has the ball on the tee here. We have 7.5 minutes gone. 2.5 minutes to go to half time in extra time here. A thrilling match here in Auckram. You get the feeling, John, it's not over yet?
Oh no, without a doubt it's not over. Like, I mean, there's been plenty of twists and turns along the way. To be fair, Portlaoise really used their bench. They really use it. Like, I mean, that's what's his name, Ricky Marr back on for a second stint at it. Number 19, we haven't seen him yet. They've taken off Benny Carroll, again, good footballer for them.
Harry Higgins is into the fray. Kieran Doyle has gone off. Dean Healy jumps for this one, but the ball is taken, but he's turned over. Niall Donnelly is turned over in the middle of the field. Good play from Portlaoise. They've done really well. Brian Mulligan charges forward again. He's charging forward now in the last 10 minutes of the second half, and he's continued in the same vein. Again, the ball is around the middle of the field with Garrett Dillon. Dillon, 65 yards out from the goal, pops it back in here as far as Kieran McAvoy gets the ball back to Mulligan. It's a little bit lateral for Portlaoise. They're looking for their opportunity, but Conor Boyle is in space. This is a dangerous man to leave in space. He's a good bow on him. That ball is back into Craig Rogers. Rogers twists, turns, gets it back to Boyle. He had a look, he was thinking about, but the ball is inside to the sub, number 19. Spills the ball, slides in with a tackle. Dean Healy picks up the ball, charges out with brilliant play again by Pats. Gets the ball to Paul O'Brien, pops the ball to Stephen Duffy. Duffy is all the way back on his own 45, gives it back to O'Brien again. He looked for it again with John Crowe into Stephen Duffy. Duffy takes the ball 65 yards out, pops it back to John Crowe. They're recycling the ball across here and it's into Paddy Kane. Kane has a look, the ref is in his way, he's still in his way. He gets out of his way, he gives it to John Crowe. Crowe back as far as Conor French. Pops a little ball up the line to Paddy Kane. Kane a willing runner at this stage of the game. He has a look up. There's not much movement inside. He'll recycle it. Portlaoise stand off him. He stands with the ball just in front of the Portlaoise dugout. Pops the ball into Dean Healy. Healy puts on the afterburners and charges forward. Healy now they've just corralled him away from the goal. Heavy tackle on Healy. Surely an elbow raised there. No free for Dean Healy. McGagan goes in. Surely he's pushed to the ground. Oh, terrible decision from the referee. Terrible decision from the referee. 2-3 fouls there. He gives it for touching the ball on there. That's a wrong one. The first wrong one all day, to be fair to him. Graham Brody has the ball in possession. He's charging down the field with the ball, the goalie. He's still going. He's on the 65 at the far end of the field. He's on the 45. He has a look. He pops it out to the far side. He's gone forward. It's in the hands of Kieran McAvoy. McAvoy recycles the ball back to Conor Boyle. Boyle between the 45 and the 65 down at the town end here. Pops the ball out here as far as his captain David Seal. His twists. He turns. Surely he's over carried, but he gets the ball off to Rogers. Craig Rogers kicks with his right foot. He kicks it high and kicks it to the left of the post.
I know we're asking a lot of these lads. They're into, Pat's lads and probably Portlaoise, but the Pat lads are playing whatever their 10th game of the year in championship football, second game in a row into extra time. I think there's a bit more in John Crowe. I'm looking out there to see who's going to be the release valve, who's going to start taking the ball on. It can't be Dean Healy all the time. Patrick Calder's gone off. John Crowe's a fabulous footballer. He's really fit. He's young. He's strong. He's inter-county standard. I would want him to get on that ball a bit more. We need him here now to start getting on the ball and taking the game and taking pressure off and taking the game to Portlaoise.
The kick out was broken in the middle of the field and it's that man Ricky Marr back in for his second stint on the day. Marr twists, turns, he's out underneath the tricolour, 21 yards out, recycle the ball to get out here as far as the midfielder. The midfielder's Kieran Lillis. He kicks a high kick, a lobber kick, and it's high and it's wide ball. It's a wide ball, another let off for Pat. A lot of wides have built up here.
It's half time there. That's one of those ones where from here we couldn't tell where it was going, but I watched Lillis himself. I kind of knew by looking at him it wasn't going over the bar, but look, great half from Pats to come back out. Slow start, Portlaoise got to the pitch of the game first, got the first score, made a few substitutions, Pat's in with a goal, and look, we're at that point, they're in the lead, they've been in the lead for the whole game now, full game and a half of extra time, 10 minutes to get them there. I really do see Patrick Walter coming back onto the field now.
He has to come back on at this stage if there's anything in the tank at all. It's 2-7 to Pats, 11 points to Portlaoise here in Aughrim. Teams are gone into their huddles. We'll be back in a couple of minutes to you there. We'll just take a quick break and we'll see you soon.
With Murphy Liquidation Furniture, the store that saves you more on beds, mattresses, sofas, furniture and rugs. murphyliquidationfurniture.ie.
David Blake, physical therapist, Tinahely, for comprehensive treatment and assessment of all musculoskeletal conditions, including neck and back pain, sports injuries, upper and lower limbs, and rehabilitation. With experience in many sporting organisations at club, county and international levels, David can also offer treatment for all ages and is available for deep tissue cupping, dry needling and taping techniques when necessary. Contact David on 087 906 2150. That's 087 906 2150.
With Murphy Liquidation Furniture, the store that saves you more. With stores in Tala, Naas, Bunclody, Carlow, Gorey and Wexford Town.
From the goal line, he plays the ball in quick into Andy Marr, back to Darcy. Darcy has space for a shot. He's going to fire his ball. It's going to go! It's 65, plays the ball in towards Andy. Andy manages to get away from the full-back, turns, strikes, over the bar for Wicklow. Andy O'Brien has given Wicklow a 3-point lead here in Inniskeen. We have 31 minutes on the clock. Andy O'Brien has made the score. Wicklow won 8, Derry 8 points, and Derry are under pressure to...
Has a look, he stumbles, he stands up by, he boxes it across the net, Taylor, has hit it, a goal for Conor Byrne! You're very welcome back for the second half of extra time here in Auckland. Pat's currently 2 points up, 2-7 to 11 points here. A big push now for 10 minutes, I suppose, if you're in Pat's position, 10 minutes of your life.
It's 10 minutes of your life, like, I mean, look, I don't know what the inspiration is. Like, this Pat's team, they're on 2 in a row here. They've won a couple of championships with Wicklow in the last few years. You know, they've probably never really put a marker down in Leinster. Like, I mean, they drive through Ratnew every day and see the sign up on the wall. You know, there's a Leinster champions 2001. Like, I mean, what's the inspiration? Look, Pats are they're the team for now in this county. You know, they've had a great first round win. I think they want more. I think Pats want something in Leinster, and this is their chance.
Ball is in, it's broken from Dean Healy out as far as Matthew Traynor gives it to Paul O'Brien. He ducks around, Paddy Kane is free. Paul O'Brien holds on to the ball, pops it back to John Crow side foots the ball across to Conor French. He's a quick look behind him to see what's around. He's in a little bit of space. He gives the ball to Paddy Kane. Kane twists, turns, has a look again. He goes back to Conor French. You'd imagine he does. He gives the ball to French 45 yards out from his own goal. Pats are now kicking into the town goal, and this Matthew Traynor does really well to win that one. Gets the ball back to Paul O'Brien. O'Brien has been very good in extra time so far. Goal aside, he's on everything. He's on winning all those little dirty balls. He gives the ball to Dean Healy. Healy, ball down the line to John Crow. Crow takes it in, pops it to Paul O'Brien. O'Brien on the run here. 2 men tackling him. Surely foul there. Tackle from behind. Dean Healy gets his throw in. Ball comes off the boot of Dean Healy. The linesman said it's a line ball about 21 yards out, right down underneath the dressing room.
Yeah, like, we look. If there's a bit of...
It's a Pat's ball, actually.
Pat's ball, right, okay.
It's a Pat's ball, yeah. Pat's argued it, and it's a Pat's ball, so...
So look, as we said, this is going to come down to a bit of composure. You know, people on the ball just lack of mistakes. Mistakes is what's going to lose it for a team here now. Like, I mean, you know, there's 2 points in it. As you say, you're into the last 10 minutes of an absolute leg sapping hour and a half here.
Stephen Duffy fancies this one. Duffy kicks it, but it goes straight across the 21. A high ball breaks inside. No one underneath the break. Only Kieran McAvoy for Portlaoise. McAvoy, ball breaks down. It's a foul on McAvoy. Johnny Delahunt kicks the ball away. Again, Graham Brody takes off from the goal. He'll have this ball in his hand now. His captain David Seal kicks it over to Brody. Brody pops the ball back inside to Conor Boyle. Boyle all the way back on his own 65, wearing number 11. He pops it into Seal, the captain, the corner back. He's a big tackle from Dean Healy. Just missed him. He twists, he turns. It's a free in. Looked like he probably overplayed that one.
I thought he was lucky to get out of the first tackle from Dean Healy without being called for overcarrying. Look, I suppose he played it.
The captain takes the kick. It's David Seal, number 2, pops the ball out to the far side. Out there is Chris Finn. Finn solos with the ball, gives it back to Craig Rogers. Rogers has been on a lot of balls since he coming in wearing number 28.
He's had a lot of influence. He's a good footballer, really good footballer.
He's playing really well. The ball now is back in with David Holland. Holland wearing 17. He started in this game. He's still there. Pops it back in as far as Conor Boyle. Out to Garrett Dillon. It's a slow build up, but they're getting in. They're in on the 21 with Holland. Back out here as far as Ricky Marr. Marr looked like he was going to shoot. Johnny Delahunt, big tackle. Turnover from Pats. Dean Healy has the ball. Charges out. He has an advantage. Gives it to John Crow. Crow gets the ball out to Shane Murley. Back into John Crow. Wrong decision from Murley. Ball is turned over. Murley goes hunting to get it back. John Crow looks to pulled up with an injury. But there's space here for the midfielder. Popped inside. In as far as David Holland. Holland wearing 17. Has a look around. Didn't fancy it himself. Ball into Rogers. Pops it back. Good hands here. In as far as the number 6. A goal for Portlaoise. A goal from the midfielder. Good hands in there by the forwards. It was popped all around the field. And the number 8 is Kieran Lillis.
Yeah, he's had a big game. He's had a really big game.
The ball to the back of the net. Portlaoise are a point up. It's 1-11 to Portlaoise. It's 2-7 to Pats. 3.5 minutes gone in the second half of extra time.
It was an excellent bit of play from Portlaoise. Like, the ball went through with 5 sets of hands. Nobody panicked. Little bit of a palm down from Rodgers in the middle of it all. It was all very well played. Really composed play for a team that was 2 points down and in the second half of injury time. As I said before, hugely experienced club, hugely experienced sideline. They showed it there. Look, it's still only a point in it. It's
what Pat's got in the tank now to get back and get off the field there.
We said that came from a mistake. Shane Murley gave a wayward hand pass here, and that's what's going to do it here now.
Shane Doyle takes the kick out. Pats need to answer this now. It's down on top of Kieran McGagan. It goes over his head. Ball breaks into Paul O'Brien. Paul O'Brien would have gone behind O'Brien and into Brian Mulligan. Portlaoise had a look around. They settled themselves again. They're very good at this slow build up play and finding holes. They've done really well ahead all afternoon. Conor Boyle has the ball 45 yards out, pops the ball across to his number 17, David Holland. Holland gets the ball out to Ricky Marr here. Delahunt comes to tackle. Delahunt does tackle. Ricky Marr lucky not to over carry. Delahunt gets up, chases him. Marr does really well though. Pops the ball back in as far as Damon Larkin. Larkin pops it in to Rodgers. That man Rodgers again. Ball is outside Brian Mulligan. Just as it got to him, he slipped, he fell, and it's Niall Donnelly gets down over the ball. Does really well. Pops the ball out as far as his wing forward Johnny Delahunt. Delahunt is taken out with a late tackle. Ball goes into Conor French, into Wayne Doyle, into Dean Healy. Healy 65 yards out from his own goal. Charges down the field, a diagonal ball into Tommy Kelly. Kelly gets to the pitch of this one, takes it on. He's on the ground though. Good play by the fullback. The ball squirts from Tommy's grasp. He's 30 yards out. He twists, he turns, he has a look. He kicks the ball with his right foot. It's dropping in. It's going to drop short though. Drops into the arms of Graham Brody. Brody takes this ball and solos up the field with it. He has a look. It's
Tommy probably took
5 minutes gone.
Tommy took a bit too much out of that. He'd done excellent to get the ball. He'd done excellent to get it back into the right position.
Little bit out of his range, I think.
Bit out of his range at this stage of the game.
Graham Brody pops the ball in as far as Kieran McAvoy. McAvoy fires the ball down to that man Ricky Marr. Marr has done well since his reintroduction. He has Conor French for company. Had a chance maybe to shoot, didn't take it on. Craig Rodgers. Ball is up with Brody. Brody's right up at the other end of the field now, inside the 14 underneath the scoreboard. He recycles it back to Rodgers. Rodgers has a look, goes back as far as Kieran McAvoy. McAvoy out to his midfield partner Kieran Lillis. Lillis has a look, pops the ball all the way across here, back to the middle of the field to David Holland. Holland are just trying to take the sting out of the game. It's still only a 1 point game though. The number 21 underneath me is Colin Finn. Finn pops the ball back to the number 5 Chris Finn. He didn't know how he was doing. Dean Healy has turned him over. Play on, says the referee. Looked like a push to me. Looked like a blatant push. Healy charges forward. He's dragged to the ground and wins the play.
Stephen Duffy stand up. So look, Dean Healy, let's not be too biased about it. It's a blatant push in the back. He's got away with that.
All day long, fully extended arms.
Look, referees had a great game, and I take that for a couple of mistakes he made in the first half of extra time here.
Niall Rigney is in on the field. He's challenging the referee over that decision. Go back out to where you should be, Niall. It's none of your business in there. The Pats, Dean Healy is still on the ground. He's getting his legs stretched. He's still having a go at the linesman down here. He's being nice about it though. He's putting his arm around him. He's getting his message across.
Yeah, I think John Crowe might be going off, is he? And Podge McWalter back in?
Podge McWalter is back on the field here. Stephen Duffy, captain, number 14. He's about 11 or 12 yards in from the sideline here on the press box side. 21 yards out. The Portlaoise lads are playing a few mind games. The Portlaoise lads are playing a few mind games here. They're trying to let Stephen take as long as he can over this one. With 7.5 minutes gone, 2.5 to go. If this goes over, anything could happen here, John.
I fear. I don't want to say what can happen. we just need this to go over. Just need this to go over. One of the best left foots in the county.
Stephen Duffy steps up, he puts down his mark with his foot, he steps 3 or 4 strides back. Duffy settles himself, he has a look. He has a look at the post, he kicks it high, it's not coming in, it's dropping dangerously into the square. Ball breaks out though, Portlaoise hands are on it, Kieran McGagan goes down it, McGagan looked to be fouled, ball breaks out as far as Dean Healy. Healy has the ball charged with, gets it out as far as Matthew Traynor kicks it high, and he kicks it over the bar. back level. It's 8.5 minutes gone here. It's 1-12 to 1-11 to Portlaoise. 2-9, that's wrong. The scoreboard is wrong here.
Giving the point to the wrong side.
Yeah. It's 2-8 to 1-11 here, and it's Graham Brody is back on the ball. He tries to turn him over. Tommy Kelly tries to turn him over. Ball breaks down inside. We're still looking at the scoreboard here. Don't mind us for a minute. The ball is out underneath the stand. Conor Boyle has it. Graham Brody is charged forward again. Pats try to regroup. They try to get back. As Chris Finn is on the ball. Conor Boyle 45 yards out. It is the scoreboard right now. It's 2-8 to 1-11 here. Time is nearly up, is it? We have a minute to go. A minute of normal time. Ball breaks back inside. In as far as the centre forward was Conor Boyle. Boyle has a look. He thinks Dean Healy is chasing him out. It's between the 45 and the 21.
Got to work. When they're on the end of the field, it's got to work now. Get his ball turned over.
Kieran McAvoy. He passes the ball out as far as that man Rogers is on it again. McAvoy gets the ball, it's back in the hands of Brody. Graham Brody solos up with the ball, up to the 45s. Stephen Duffy squares him up, comes all the way out here as far as Colin Finn. Finn is on the ball, he pops it back in as far as Ronan McAvoy. McAvoy to Brody, back to Ricky Marr. Marr pops it outside here as well to Conor Boyle. Boyle tries to find a pocket of space. Colin Finn, he didn't fancy the shot. Pats get a hand in, ball is broken down. French does really well, tackles really well. Step shouts John Hines here beside me. Conor Boyle is in possession. It's back to Graham Brody. It's 10 minutes are up. The time is up, and it's surely last chance alone. Here is this man Craig Rogers, number 28 on the ball. He pops the ball inside. There's a hand in from the passer. A brilliant hand in from Niall Donnelly. A brilliant hand in from Niall Donnelly. The ball breaks out to the sideline. McWalter goes for it. McWalter shepherds it out over the line. It's a pass ball. Stephen Duffy. Duffy is on the ball here now. 65 yards out for his own goal. Duffy has a look. He needs someone with him. He twists, he turns, he gets the ball inside the body. Kane is surely pushed in the back. Surely pushed in the back. What's the referee doing there? Daly, and he turns it over. And no way is that a free. No way is that a free, referee. Niall Rigney is in again. Ball is taken quickly.
They throw it up now because it's taken from the wrong spot.
Sorry if you can hear, there's a few Pats lads questioning the referee's eyesight down here underneath us.
Okay, so what's happened here? He's taken the free from the wrong position, am I right?
Yeah. Paul O'Brien has left everything on that field today. He's been replaced by Luca Rampersad here. It's the number 8, Kieran Lillis has the ball. It's on the ground with the Colin Finn. Finn is surely overcarrying. Surely overcarrying. The referee is just standing looking at it. Definitely had to be overcarrying. Another poor decision in this extra time from this referee. He needs to man up and get his calls right here. There's a lot at stake for both teams. Conor Boyle is on the ball, 65 yards out from his own goal.
We don't know where he's blown up now. I don't know what he's doing here.
He's talking into his microphone. The ball is in. It's a dangerous ball. Johnny Delahunt gets a hand on. That man Podge McWalter takes it to one side. Surely Podge McWalter's foul. Another scandalous decision by the referee, and it's gone wide.
Listen, everything I've said about this referee, he is bottling it here. He's absolutely bottling it. That's 3 decisions there that are blatantly gone against Pats. Like, I know we're
not as if it's in front of the goal at the other end of the field.
That's ridiculous. We're into the 12th minute. It's as if he's playing to get the ball up here for a score. He's going to allow the kick out.
It's a level game here in Auckland. We're still level. It's 2-8 to 1-11. We're deep in injury time. The referee is blowing it up. We're going to penalties.
Going to penalties.
We've had it all here today.
Not over yet. It'll be dark here.
We're standing in awe here at the minute.
I'm probably getting a little bit partisan here.
It's a penalty shootout here in Auckland.
Probably getting a little bit partisan here though with how we're viewing it. Look, we got away with one. Dean Healy for sure. Yeah. Pure hands in the back. Niall Rigney was absolutely raging over that, and probably rightly so. But look, there's 3-4 decisions there that I just think are gimmies, and he's refed it so well throughout the game. Like, I mean, there's an overcarrying, there's a foot trip up here.
These players have given their all.
Absolutely.
You know, I mean, you're not looking for soft frees, you're not looking for anything. They've given their all. They've done, everything is asked, both sides. Yeah. You know what I mean? And look, to be tripped and pushed at that stage of a game and not win your free.
Not win your free. Like, I mean, okay, look, it's over. They've got to, like, what we were screaming for was frees to relieve the pressure to maintain a draw, and it is a draw now at the end. But look at, they're just
It looked to me like he didn't want penalties.
It does, for sure. Like, so what are we at? We're at 12 and a half and 13 minutes, was it?
Yeah, up to 13 minutes.
Where did 3 minutes come from?
Yeah, there wasn't 3 minutes after an hour.
Yeah.
But how can there be after 10 minutes? So look, the players are in the huddle. They're going to sort out their penalty takers here now in the next couple of minutes. We're going to take a quick break here just to get the batteries recharged a little bit, and we'll be back to you with penalties here in Auckland.
With Murphy Liquidation Furniture, the store that saves you more on beds, mattresses, sofas, furniture and rugs. murphyliquidationfurniture.ie.
David Blake Physical Therapist in Healy for comprehensive treatment and assessment of all musculoskeletal conditions, including neck and back pain, sports injuries, upper and lower limbs and rehabilitation. With experience in many sporting organisations at club, county and international levels, David can also offer treatment for all ages and is available for deep tissue cupping, dry needling and taping techniques when necessary. Contact David on 087 906 2150. That's 087 906 2150.
With Murphy Liquidation Furniture, the store that saves you more. With stores in Tala, Naas, Bunclody, Carlow, Gorey and Wexford Town.
From the goal line, he plays the ball in quick into Andy Marr, back to Darcy. Darcy has space for a shot. He's going to fire his ball. It's going to go. It's going to go over the bar. Over the bar. What drama in Parnell Park? Drama. It's like Newbridge all over again. Forward, but Evans a bit of space. He's under the weak 65, plays the ball in towards Andy. Andy manages to get away from the fullback, turns, strikes over the bar for Wicklow. Andy O'Brien has given Wicklow a 3-point lead here in Inniskeen. We have 31 minutes on the clock. Andy O'Brien has made the score. Wicklow won 8, Derry 8 points, and Derry are under pressure.
Has a look, he stumbles, he stands up by, he boxes it across the net, David, that's it, a goal for Conor Byrne, a goal for Conor Byrne. A massive score in the context of this game, and it's 1-15 to Avondale, 1-12 to Rathnew. Very welcome back here to Auckland. We have a penalty shootout here in the Leinster Club quarter final with Portlaoise and Pats. Big credit has to go to both teams, John. They've served
look, absolutely.
Extra time, 60 minutes, another 20 in extra time. They've served up a ding-dong battle here, to be fair.
Yeah, again, I'll apologise if I got overly partisan towards the end of the half. Like, I mean, look, Portlaoise have been good value for it. They've come up to our home patch. You know, they've played really well. You know, every time there's a question asked them, they've had the answer. They've come back. They did nothing wrong out there, in my view. I think with maybe a referee who I've been very complimentary towards for the game. He's contributed to it, but just a couple of decisions towards the end. But look, here we are. Penalties,
here. It looks like Pat's takers are going to be Tommy Kelly, Johnny Delahunt, Podge McWalter, Pádraig Higgins and Stephen Duffy, by the looks of things, the way they're lining up here.
Pádraig Higgins?
Yeah, number 21.
Did he come on?
Yeah.
Okay, fair enough. But you're right, they're the 5 that are out there. Like, I mean, look, one thing, this is our second penalty shootout of the year, I suppose. One thing we know is not going to happen is there'll be no chairman coming onto the field. If this goes to the end,
walk on, but he can't make that call.
He can't make that call. Like, I mean, look, you know, we've all been around. How many times have we gone to the end of training and had a penalty competition for the crack with the lads? Like, I mean, I suppose with this being a very real decision maker, that's going to have to start becoming the thing. I wonder, have Pats practiced them? I wonder, is it part of the plan? Do you manage that situation? You know, do the 5 lads have an idea? It's them. Like, I mean, we'll have all the discussions about it being the wrong way to go out, but it is the rules, and it's the same rules for everybody.
It was the rule this morning, so therefore it can't change.
Exactly. Yeah. You know, it takes a big man to step up and take these penalties for everybody. You know, it's a big decision. Big
There's a
moment.
lot hinging on it, to be fair. You know, these are amateur lads going out for their club. It's a big thing, you know.
Yeah,
And look, we wish everyone the best of luck. Obviously, we'll be a little bit biased and hope Pats win it, but we wish everyone the best of luck here. Shane Doyle will be in goal for Pats, and Graham Brody will be in goal for Portlaoise. We're just looking, it looks like Kieran Lillis will take a penalty. The captain, David Seal, is there. Ricky Marr is there.
Sub
Craig
Rogers that came on.
He looks to be going to take one. There's another sub as well. I think it's number 24, is it? Michael Dowling. But they look to have, that looks to be the lineup here. We're just getting the I's dotted and the T's crossed here by the officials down on the field. They're handing in their sheets. Nervy times for both camps. Pat's players
for sure,
are all,
yeah.
Pat's players are all linked linked together here on this side of the field. At the far side of the field with the Portlaoise players all linked together again. Big thanks from us to Murphy's Liquidation Furniture for all their sponsorship throughout the year to help us to bring these games to you. We've certainly had a good run of exciting games this year, John.
Look, it's been a fabulous year. Look, I just hope it goes on. Like, I mean, we've done 11 going through. We're all coming in here. I just don't want to end for Pats today. I think they've got something to offer, and they've been knocking on the door a bit for the last few years. And look,
Tommy Kelly will take first. He's the first man to step up. Tommy Kelly will face Graham Brody with the first penalty in this shootout. Their talisman.
Gas, and you think half one would be a grand kick or throw in time at this time of year, but here we are, 25-4. You can nearly see the first bits of darkness
falling down. Tommy Kelly will step up to this first kick. He faces Graham Brody in the goal. Kelly has a look. Oh, blazes it over the bar. Kelly blazes it over the bar for Pats. That goes down as a miss. A point is no good in this. And up steps. Who have we stepping up now for this? Number 11, is it? Hard to see with darkness.
Yeah,
Number 11,
yeah.
Conor Boyle steps up. Shane Doyle is in his goal here. He'll kick this one left footed. Shane Doyle stands, arms open. Boyle steps up, blast the ball to the top corner of the
Serious
net.
penalty.
1-0 to Portlaoise here.
That was a serious penalty.
Serious penalty. There was no stopping that one even go the right way.
Even if he gone the right way, that was tucked very nicely into the corner.
Johnny Delahunt is next up.
In pole position here now.
Johnny Delahunt steps up to take this kick. Brody stands on his line. Delahunt takes 5, 6, 7 strides back, jogs up to this one, places it to the right of the keeper, sends him the wrong way. Good penalty under pressure.
Great penalty.
Next up is this man, Ricky
the
Marr.
unfortunate fact now, because Pats have started and missed one, we ultimately need Portlaoise to miss one. We need him to miss or save, so that's what.
Ricky Marr steps up to this one next. He takes his time walking up. The ball is there for him.
Had a really good game for them.
He had a really, and especially when he came back on as well, he was very good in extra time. Ricky Marr steps up. Shane Doyle again, arms spread out. Marr takes 5 or 6 tries back, runs up, drills it low. Shane Doyle goes the right way, just got past him. A good penalty, well struck.
Well struck, but look, Shane Doyle went the right way, probably. Yeah.
Pressure now is back on, and it's Pádraig Higgins is stepping up, number 21 on his back, to take this penalty.
Come on for John Crowe in the dying
2
seconds.
goals to Portlaoise here. 1 goal to St. Pat's at the minute. This is Pat's 3rd penalty. They missed their first one. Tommy Kelly blazing over. Higgins sets up, drills it low to the corner. Brilliant. Again, Brody goes the right way, but a brilliant penalty.
Good penalty, considering like for Pádraig Higgins, for the so little ball kicked this year from of any sort.
In any sort, it was a confident, well-struck penalty, in fairness to him. Next man up, it's 2-2 here, but don't forget, Pats have that miss on the board. We have Ronan McAvoy for Portlaoise stepping up to this one.
Come on, Shane Doyle.
Shane Doyle jogs on his line. McAvoy strides up. Oh, top corner, blasts it to the left of the keeper. Peach of a goal, John.
Absolute peach, look.
You said to me off air, you were afraid that these lads were going to have 5 dingers, and it's certainly looking so. Podge McWalter's next up. It's 3-2 to Portlaoise here, with 3 penalties each taken. Podge McWalter wearing number 11. The talisman for this Pats team steps up. Oh, brilliant penalty from Podge McWalter. Just stroked it into the net.
That's pretty good too. That's a dinger as well.
That's a dinger as well, to be fair. And as we said, Portlaoise now, it's 3-3 here in Aughrim in the penalty shootout. Portlaoise goalie is the next man up, Graham Brody. Brody steps back from the ball, he eyes his opposite number, Shane Doyle, he has a look, he has a kick, he goes low and into the bottom corner of the net. 4-3 here now. Stephen Duffy makes the walk up to take Pat's 5th penalty. It'll come down to Craig Rogers.
Comes down to this. Like, I mean, look, Stephen has to score. If he doesn't,
it's all over.
It's all over. And then pressure's on to, as you say, on to Rogers, is it, for the last penalty for Portlaoise. Look, but first and foremost, Stephen needs to tuck this one away.
He needs to tuck it away. Stephen Duffy, number 14 on his back. It's 4-3 to Portlaoise. This will level it all up with 1 penalty left. It's saved by Brody. It's gone in off his hand.
No, hit the back crossbar.
I thought he got a hand to it.
He got a hand to it. He got it. But Stephen Duffy knew immediately. Went in and hit the back crossbar.
There was a kind of a muted reaction to that one. Yeah. Some people didn't know it, but it hit the back bar and came out.
This is it.
Craig Rogers, this is to put Portlaoise into the semi-final against Éire Óg, who have beaten Sarsfields in the other quarter-final. Rogers steps up here. It's a big kick for Portlaoise. It's a big kick for Pats. He steps up, drills it low. Oh, into the bottom corner of the net. It's gone in and Pats are beaten in a penalty shootout. 5-4 by Portlaoise. Stroked it along the ground, John, into the bottom corner. Heartbreak for Pats.
Heartbreak. Like, I mean, look, Shane Doyle probably was expecting a harder stroke penalty. In the end, it was probably, it was only half pace really, and went put well placed into the corner. Absolutely no blame to be put on the goalie. No blame to be put on anybody, to be fair. As you said, it takes a big man to go out there and take a penalty. I see Tommy Kelly, he's distraught, but it shouldn't be. Like, I mean, it's a huge. Like, I mean, 1 missed penalty out of 10. That's what you're talking. 1 missed penalty out of 10.
That's it, and look, a fantastic day here in Aughrim again. We've really had a feast of football this year, to be fair.
Without a doubt.
With our own championship and extra time penalties, you name it, we've had it.
Pats have righted the wrongs of 7 years ago. They were beaten out the gate here by Portlaoise in a Leinster championship by a huge score, by a much superior team. Like, I mean, they've levelled that playing field hugely. So unlucky not to get out of it today, and credit to Portlaoise. Every time there was a question asked them, they were able to come back. They went there was never more than 2 points in it really at any one time, and every time
came back from a goal in extra time as well. To be fair to them, you have to give it to them. The ground out to draw there on both occasions. Look, credit to Pats, fantastic year. They've done their 2 in a row. As you said, it's just a pity they didn't, get over this one, but that's the nature of the game. They're gone out on penalties here. Pats lose on penalties 5-4 after being level and level after extra time as well. A humdinger of a game here in Aughrim. We're going to sign off here as darkness falls. Portlaoise into the next round versus Éire Óg. Again, thanks to Murphy's Liquidation Furniture for all their sponsorship, and thanks to you, all our listeners, for listening in. So we'll see you again. We'll be back next Sunday with Bray and Sir Kieran.
With Murphy Liquidation Furniture, the store that saves you more on beds, mattresses, sofas, furniture and rugs. murphyliquidationfurniture.ie.
David Blake, physical therapist, Tinahely, for comprehensive treatment and assessment of all musculoskeletal conditions, including neck and back pain, sports injuries, upper and lower limbs, and rehabilitation. With experience in many sporting organisations at club, county and international levels, David can also offer treatment for all ages and is available for deep tissue cupping, dry needling and taping techniques when necessary.